Okay, so first we'll click the conference mode on the main interface and select from wired and wireless mode. And then you can enter the wired microphone management mode. It includes 4 microphone modes that you can choose one of them. And here is the number of microphones, means the current maximum allowable number of microphones. And for wired microphone, we can wish them into 16. And here in the wireless microphone, the maximum is 8. The wired and wireless unit of the 3rd generation controller has the same mode settings. For example, when the wired microphone mode selects from the FIFO mode, the wireless microphone mode selects FIFO mode 2. And here we will select the conference mode, enter into the wired, and for the wired mic mode, we select the first in, first out. And here, it will relate it with the wired microphone number. So for the first in, first out microphone management of opened delegate unit, when the total number of microphones is less than n, which is this wired microphone number, the delegate units directly turns on their own microphones. When the total number of microphones, which is n, and there are some delegate units on, the delegate units will turn on the microphones in FIFO mode. FIF mode microphone management of opened chairman unit. Preemption mechanism. The chairman unit can preempt speaking right of the opened delegate microphone. When the total number of opened microphones, which is n, and there are some delegate units, turn on the current chairman unit microphone to click the earliest delegate out of the microphone queue. Full microphone queue. The chairman units are not restricted by FIFO mechanism. When the total number of opened microphones, which is n, and the microphones are all chairman units, it will display full microphone current when turning on a new chairman unit. Priority. Press the priority key of the chairman unit to activate the priority function, which is to turn off all the delegate units immediately. If the chairman microphone has not been turned on before, it will be turned on. When the microphone crank is full and the microphones are chairman units, it will not be turned on. So here are the normal mode. Normal microphone management of open delegate unit. Waiting mechanism. When the number of opened microphones reaches n, which is the wired microphone number, it will enter waiting state when turning on a new delegate unit. And the maximum number of the waiting units is also n. The delegate units can exit the waiting state by pressing the microphone button. When a certain opened microphone is turned off, the first microphone is waiting state will be automatically turned on. Normal microphone management of open chairman unit. Preemption mechanism. The chairman unit can preempt speaking right of the open delegate microphone. When the total number of microphones opened, which is n, and there are some delegate units, turn on the current chairman microphone to click the earliest delegate out of the microphone range. And here is the voice control mode. For voice control mode of open delegate unit, waiting mechanism. When the number of opened microphones reaches n, here, the wire microphone number, it will enter waiting state when turning on a new delegate unit, and the maximum number of waiting units is also n. The delegate unit can be exited at the waiting state by pressing the microphone button. When a certain open microphone is turned off, the first microphone in waiting state will be automatically turned on. And for the chairman unit, voice control mechanism, the chairman microphone can automatically detect the current speech, and the microphone can be automatically turned on by speaking to it. Preemption mechanism. The chairman unit can preempt speaking right of the open delegate microphone. When the total number of opened microphones reaches n, and there are some delegate units, turn on the current chairman microphone to kick the earliest delegate out of the microphone queue. And here is the application mode. Application mode for the open delegate unit. Application mechanism. Press the microphone button on the delegate units to apply the chairman unit for turning on the microphone, At this time, the button number 3 of the chairman unit will flash and then the screen will display delegate unit applies for turning on the microphone. Press number 3 on the chairman unit to agree, and then turn on the applied delegate microphones orderly. The maximum number of applied delegate microphones is N, and it will display full microphone queue. When exceeding the number, the delegate units can exit the application state by pressing the microphone button. Automatic cancellation mechanism. The delegate unit will automatically cancel the application and exit the application state when the chairman unit does not agree within 50 seconds. Apply microphone management for open chairman unit. Preemption mechanism. The chairman unit can preempt speaking right of the open delegate microphone. When the total number of open microphones reaches N and there are some delegate units, turn on the current chairman microphone to kick the earliest delegate out of the microphone queue. And here is the edit ID functions. So for start editing ID on the main interface, we'll click here, edit ID, and then we choose the unit. And then when we get into this interface, we can select the initial ID number box. Then click the clipboard to edit the ID number, range 1 to 4096. And here we can select some kind of like the 4000. And when the initial number is greater than 300, the initial ID number of wireless unit will start from 1 by default, because there are only 300 wireless units at most. After finishing editing, we will click the OK, which is the confirmed, and to save the edit number. And then we can click the start to start editing the next ID. Okay, as you can see in here, when we click the start buttons on the controller, all the microphone, it will show this interface. It will show that you can set the ID number of the microphone. And so for now, you can manually start editing ID number of all units by pressing the microphone buttons here or here, the set ID. And it will display the unit ID and the available ID on this unit screen. The red light on the unit indicates that the operation is effective. So when I press this, it goes flashing the red light. And after that, when I click the next set ID, after that we can click this, and the current ID, it will turn into the 004, and so for now the local ID is 003, which represents this microphone. And here when I click this speak button, and this microphone will be the 004. And here when I click this microphone, it will be the 005. And after we set all the microphones their ID, and we'll go back to our controller, and then we click this end to exit the editing status of the software. And here is the system status. Enter the system status interface from the main interface. You can view the number and the classification of all online units. The current system includes chairman unit, delegate units, interpreter units only. The actual situation of the system status can be checked by plugging and unplugging the current chairman unit and delegate unit. The detection time of the controller for unplugging is 1 minute at most when the machine is idle. Please wait up patiently when the display is not updated immediately, and do not frequently plug and unplug the delegate units during usage. And for the system setup settings, here we click in the main interface, and then we can see in the host settings, here when we click it, and you can see 9 sub-items in here. So the first one is the language switching. When we press this, and as you can see, it supports language of Chinese, English, Russia, and French. And after that, we can see the display setting. When we enter in here, both clicking button decrease or increase, and sliding the bar can adjust the screen brightness. And the adjustable range is 1 to 64. And And here is the volume adjustment. Hardware writing method, connecting the external audio source to the BGM input port line in 1 or 2, and then connect line out 1 or 2 port to the power amplifier speaker. Enter the system setting interface from the main interface, and then click the volume adjustment. To enter the volume adjustment interface, click button decrease or increase to adjust the volume, and the adjustable range is 0 to 31. 0 means mute sound. And here is the restore defaults. Enter the restore default settings interface, and to confirm it, to restore the default means to restore the factory settings. The default setting will be shown as follows. The conference mode is FIFO, the number of wire microphone is 8, and the number of wireless microphone is 16. Initial ID number is 0001. The default language is English. Initial brightness is 64. Initial volume of line L1 or 2 is 31. Local IP address is 192.168.168.168. Subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. The network gateway is 192.168.168.1, and the port number is 50,000. And here is the transfer function. Transfer functions will be related with the download functions. Enter into this interface, you can open and close the audio download functions of the wireless unit. It is not open generally. And so for here is the AFC functions. AFC functions, when you turn off, it can realize the howling suppression. And here is the master-slave settings. You can select the master or slave in here. And here is the register. Register is the interface that you can enter the register serial numbers in here, and then click the confirm. That can do the register. And here is the transcribe settings. Transcribe setting will normally using the autocode as a default settings. And so this will be all of the functions of the host settings. And here we'll back into the system setup. System setup, we will see there is a microphone control in here. Enter into this microphone control interface, and we can see that here we can see it is a lifting control, and this is a turn off wireless unit. When we click this lifting control, and you can control all of the wireless systems to lift the microphones, to rise or decline. And here is to turn off wireless units. After you enter this, you can choose to turn off all of the wireless units. And here is the AP list. AP list, you can see all of the wireless AP will be shown in this interface. You can check with their SSID name, and then you can check the channels of the wireless AP. All of them will show in here. And then here is the local IP. Local IP is to check the controller's IP. You can view the local IP address, gateway, subnet mask, and the port number in this interface. And here is the recording and playback of U-disc. When we enter this interface, if there's not inserted a USB flash in here, it will show please insert a U-disc. And here we'll have a USB flash in here, and then we'll insert it into our controller. And after that, we'll just have to wait a few seconds, and then it will show a recording and playback interface. And when we enter into this record audio, we can record all of the microphone sound from out, and then all of the files will be entered, will be restored in here, in the USB flash. And then here is the play audio. Play audio, when there are some audio files in your USB disks, you can play it in this interface. And please note, use a matched U-disc. And second, audio files can be only stored in the designated audio folder. And third, A maximum of 128 files, including recording files and non-recording files, can be stored in the audio folder of your disk. And here is the interpreter functions. When you enter into the interpreter functions, you can select its mode to be override or the interlock. And for the edit ID of the interpreter units, it's also the same with the edit ID of the chairman microphone or the delegate microphones. So for the camera control, and our conference controller supports 2 camera control protocol, and users can directly connect a single camera through 232 or 485 methods and connect multiple cameras through a camera checking controller. The PC software is required to set up the camera, and the latest controller works with the PC software to support camera tracking of wired unit and wireless microphone. And for camera connection and configuration, 485 mode users can directly connect the camera 485 port on the back of the controller to the port 3 and 4 of the camera, and operate the protocol camera through the steps of conference preparation of the PC software, camera control. After finishing off all of these settings, the corresponding preset precision, save this, and save the preset precision of all the unit machines in turn. Then edit the panoramic position and save it. You must follow in this order. Users can invoke the preset precision to check whether it is correct, and can turn on and off the microphone to check whether the grading mechanism of the camera is correct. So, as the same for the 232 mode, users can directly connect the control system interface of the conference controller using 232 serial cable of the camera. In this way, they can operate the camera like the 422 mode. Connect the control system interface to the control interface of the camera tracking controller through the 232 cable, and connect to the TR and TR port of the camera net of the tracking controller to the 3 and 4 ports of the camera. In this way, you can control camera with Visa PAL-D protocol as above. Okay, so here we're going to show you about how to use the camera control in our conference system software. And for the first step, we have to enter into the software, and we have to click this gear icon first, and then we have to enter the IP address of our conference host. And then we can test whether it is connected or not. And then we returned, and the account and the password is also admit. Then after we enter in the software, and the first thing we have to do is go to the system configuration. We have to open the use camera, these functions. And after that, we'll need to open our meeting room layout. We'll have to scan all of our microphones inside the software. Now I have connected 3 microphones in the system, so we'll scan just 3 microphones in here, and then we saved. And after that, we can go to the camera manager. And in the camera manager, as you can see in here, for the protocol, we support these 2 protocols. So if your camera supports these 2 protocols, you can connect it in our conference host or in our central control system. And so for the settings, we'll have to select from the video channel. We can select the camera 1, camera 2, camera 3. When we select this camera 1, and then we just pick up one position. When we pick up this, you can see it's preset, it will be changed. So now we select the first position, and then we'll have to select the related microphone. So for normally we'll select the first one, and then we convert. And then in here you can move the camera. Also with the zoom in, zoom out, focus, and the aperture. And after that, you can click this saved to save the camera's position into related with these delegate units. And after we set all of these 3 microphones, and for the last one, And so for the last position, which is the number 4 position in here, we'll have to select this to be the panoramic position. For the panoramic position, it must be on the in the last one. And also for the camera connection and configuration, users can directly connect the camera by 485 Pro. So now is the effect of the camera checking system. For now, I have already set the position of all of the microphone and also with the panoramic positions. So now when I click this speak button, the camera will automatically check to the delegate units, just like this. When I press, the camera will focus on the delegate 1. When I cancel it, it will go back to the panoramic position. And here is the microphone 2. And now here is the microphone 3. When I cancel, it will automatically go back to the panoramic position. And also, when you have the microphone 1 doing the speaking, you press the number 2 microphone and it will automatically check the last one. So for the fire alarm, by short circulating the 2 signal pins of the alarm output, which is like this, on the back of the conference controller, stimulating sending a fire alarm signal to the controller. The touch screen of the conference controller and the unit device are shielded, and other functions cannot be used. When the signal pin of this interface detects that the fire alarm is cancelled, the circuit is opened. It will automatically return to normal.